All right, aloha. So right now we're going to go over Fareed Zakaria talking about if the Democrats have moved, or if the Democrats, wait a second, read, or Zakaria argues a shift among Democrats have cost them. I'm going to say it has. I'm going to think he's going to say it has, but I'm thinking he's going to say something different, and we'll figure this out.
Here's my take. When the Democratic Party has been successful, it's often represented an optimistic, forward-looking view of America that embraced the future. Think of Franklin Roosevelt reassuring Americans in the depths of the Depression that they had nothing to fear but fear itself.
Pretty far left.
Or John F. Kennedy's new frontier spirit as America aimed for the moon. The chorus to Bill Clinton's campaign song was, "Don't stop thinking about tomorrow."
He pretended to be left.
Barack Obama was always cool, promising a pluralistic
Also
new
pretended to be
era of
left.
hope and change. But somewhere in the last decade, Democrats seem to have lost that sensibility. And I wonder if that's cost them politically.
Sensibility. They were all populist, all pretty far left. FDR, he went at the capitalists and told them that he would implement socialism if they didn't start paying higher taxes. What's it called? JFK, the whole NASA stuff going to the moon was a big government operation, right? Then you got Clinton. He said he was going to be more populist and whatnot, but he did NAFTA and all that stuff. That's where the Democrats really started to change and lose the worker, I think. But let's go on.
Consider how in this election, it was Donald Trump who was embraced by technologists like Elon Musk and Mark Andreessen. Trump went to a cryptocurrency conference and received a series of...
So Trump is endorsed by the elite, and that's supposed to be a good thing for the working people? That wasn't a good...
standing ovations. He celebrated risk-taking and spoke the language of disruption and radical reform.
Right, he pretended to be a populist.
As a result, he saw a huge shift of support from young men, especially Hispanics and Asians. This was the single most significant gain that Trump made demographically, and it is the most portentous for Democrats who have assumed that
Well, he got a lot of young men. He went on all them podcasts. Harris didn't go on any podcasts. They did a bunch of door knocking, and that's not the way to get a bunch of young men. You want to get a bunch of young... Oh, and I also seen, I think it was J.D. Vance do an interview. He said they went to like frat parties and stuff and went and got young men to sign up or whatever you call it, register to vote, right? So they went out and got people. You go one door by one door, you don't get a whole lot of people.
Young people would continue to vote for them in large numbers. Democrats used to own the future-oriented, aspirational vote. They were seen as naturally allied with high technology and youth culture. The triumph of Clinton and Gore represented the ascendance of Atari Democrats who championed high technology and promised to reinvent government.
Again, JFK had NASA before that, right? That's high technology. But they stopped wanting to put big money into government spending, right? So you lose that.
Obama was the overwhelming choice of Silicon Valley. It was Obama who canceled NASA's costly and ineffective Constellation program, opting to give SpaceX and others a shot at doing the job at a
privatizing space. There you go.
Fraction of the cost, which they have done. What changed? The left wing of the Democratic Party argues that people like Obama got in bed with business and high-tech, embraced right-wing economics, and over time lost the working class vote.
Sounds about right.
The problem with this argument is that the facts point in the opposite direction.
Do that.
As Ezra Klein, one of today's shrewdest observers of economic policy, notes, quote, "Since Bill Clinton, the party's economic policy has become relentlessly more left. Barack Obama was well to Bill Clinton's left."
I don't know if that's true. Bill Clinton, like I said, did NAFTA. NAFTA was a pretty right-wing, non-worker-friendly policy. Barack Obama had the supermajority when he got in. He ran on universal health care and did not pass it. He could have easily passed it his first term, but he might have ran to the left of Bill Clinton, but he didn't govern to the left of Bill Clinton.
Hillary Clinton ran on an agenda well to Barack Obama's left.
Right, again, she might have ran to the left of Barack's government, but she didn't run to the left of what Barack ran to. And plus, Bernie Sanders was way to the left of Hillary Clinton, and he packed the crowd, right? Like he had all them arenas filled, all them stadiums filled. Hillary Clinton couldn't fill a gym. So Hillary Clinton, she's the crime bill lady. She didn't care how your kids got there. They must come to heel, right? She is about as far right as you can get. Miss Warmonger, we saw, he died. Like, she is pretty far right.
Joe Biden ran on an agenda and governed on an agenda to Hillary Clinton's left.
Anybody is to the left of Hillary Clinton, but Joe Biden didn't run to the left of anybody. He said that he didn't even care about millennials. He has no empathy for them. I don't. He's just saying words that don't even make sense. None of this makes any sense.
And over those decades, the Democratic Party's support among working class voters has cratered. Bill Clinton won the non-college educated vote by 14 points in 1996.
And then he passed NAFTA.
Kamala Harris lost it by 14 points in 2024, a 28-point drop. And yet every time they lose the blue-collar voters, Democrats decide they must go even further left.
They go further right. He's full of crap.
Meanwhile, Trump runs his campaigns on a mixture of some populism, but lots of libertarian policy ideas, appoints billionaires to all important economic posts, and yet won more of the working class vote this year than any Republican in decades.
Again, it's the populism, and he says he's an outsider. Kamala Harris she's not an outsider, she's not a populist, she's just mainstream. Nobody wants that.
Why? In my view, two reasons. First, voters these days are powerfully influenced by cultural issues like immigration, identity, and the so-called woke agenda.
Like Kamala being a cop.
The Democratic Party's upper middle class voters who vote for the party that promises to tax them more because they agree with it on social issues. Second,
tax them more. Hold on to that.
is not overwhelmingly anti-capitalist. When he was running for president, polls often showed that Bernie Sanders' economic ideas, such as Medicare for all, were more popular among college-educated voters rather than working-class ones. Trump's anti-statism appeals to outsiders who feel that the system is corrupt and inefficient. Democrats now say that they need their own Elon Musk and Joe Rogan.
Had them.
Except that they had them.
We're going to go over that.
Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. Rogan was a Bernie bro in 2022.
So he just said that the Democrats have moved too far left. Bernie is way to the left of all these people, and Joe Rogan was on Bernie's side. Joe Rogan got him millions of views being on his podcast. He's not. I don't even understand how you can think in this. This is not linear thinking. This is crazy.
Musk said he voted overwhelmingly for Democrats historically, and he only ended up endorsing Trump after his attempted assassination.
I don't have much to say about Elon Musk.
Either Rogan or Musk, who are strange characters and have gone on
He is
their
a strange
own
character.
complicated political journeys. But it is a critique of policies that have needlessly alienated many young aspirational voters who identify with the idea of risk-taking, disruption, and new technologies. Politics is a game of addition, and rather than growing their base, the Democrats are subtracting from it while Donald Trump is expanding his fans. If Trump is able to...
Right, Democrats are trying to pull from the Republican base instead of trying to pull from the 46 to 53% of people that don't vote. Most of them are left-wingers. A lot of them are libertarians. A lot of us have the same views. A lot of us want the same things. We kind of see different ways to get there. That's why you got people that vote for AOC and Donald Trump. So he's missing the regular person point.
To maintain or expand support among young Hispanic and Asian men, and perhaps even bring young black men into the fold, he will have created for Republicans what has so far eluded them, a working MAGA majority coalition. The Democratic Party has become a party of urban, educated, middle and upper middle class voters, allied with minorities and young people. Virtually the only major group with which Kamala Harris gained vote share in the last election was white college-educated voters. And yet the party remains deeply uncomfortable with its new base, still pining for its old working-class roots. And so it turns on business, technologists, risk-seeking young men, who after a while, having begun to notice that the party doesn't like them, are now returning the favor.
Okay, so the Democrats turned on the business people after they turned on the working people. So yeah, you can't keep turning on everybody. But they should have stayed with the working people and moved more into the working lane. But so this is secular talk. As you see, it says Kyle Kalinske show at the top. But I guess he might have several shows. The Kyle Kalinske show, this one is. And so this is going to go over left-wing Joe Rogan and why did he go to the right.
Man, so somebody brought this old Joe Rogan clip to my attention, and I did not remember this particular clip. This had to be, it was during
This is
Trump's
one of my
first term,
favorite clips.
right? So maybe 2017, maybe 2018, thereabouts, I'd say. He's talking to Duncan Trussell, his comedian, podcaster buddy. Duncan is very hippie-ish, more left-wing than most of his edgy comedian friends. And God, I forgot this part of Rogan. I mean, I knew that
Never forget this part of Rogan. Let's get it
according
back.
to him, his values were more on the left. Talked about universal health care, free college, things of that nature. But this is even, this is libbing out or leftying out on the issue of immigration during Trump's first term. So
Let's get
sit
on the
back
team,
and
yo.
relax and ask yourself, what the hell happened to this guy? Ready? Watch this.
About this immigrant issue, and they either don't have kids or they don't think it could happen to their kids. Their idea is, hey, shouldn't have fucking come over here. You get those kind of people. Broke the law. Shouldn't have fucking come over here if your kid. You didn't want to get your kid separated. If you were in the presence of a woman who came over here from Guatemala and she's poor and she's starving and they're taking her baby away and she's wailing and screaming from a primal place in her DNA that the one thing she loves more than anything is being taken away, a baby.
Yeah.
If that doesn't freak you the fuck out, you're not a part of the team, man. You're missing it. You're missing it. What are we here for? We're here for 100 years of whatever. That's what we're here for. If you want to spend 100 years saying, hey, shouldn't have fucking broke the law, I don't want you on the team. You're an asshole, right? And I don't give a fuck if you're right or left.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Like the Democrats went to the right and tried to be Republican light, where they could have got the 43 to 46, 53% of whatever people that don't vote, and could have got a lot of those. And Joe Rogan talks to a lot of those, and they stay home or they vote whatever the most populist person is, because that's the closest that you can get to helping people.
I don't care if you're religious or I don't care if you're an atheist. If that's what you support, you're an asshole. We don't want you on our team, okay? So, but if you agree with certain economic policies that I don't agree with, and we could have a discussion about it, we could figure out why you agree, and we could figure out why people are allowing all of this money to get into politics. Why are we allowing all these special interest groups and lobbyists to interfere with our laws?
And then the Democrats went so bad that now he's cool with Elon Musk donating, what was it, $200 million to Donald Trump? Like, why are we letting this happen? And now he's okay with it.
And influence our politicians and create all this shit that we don't want. Well, here's the number one reason. You can't just vote online. You can't just vote. It's not one person, one vote.
I don't know where that part came from.
But that would be awesome. You should be able to vote online, like that blockchain stuff. If you can secure my bank account, you can secure our payments on Amazon, you can secure Bitcoin and all that, you can secure our vote.
Okay.
Right.
It's the Electoral College, and there's a lot of checks and balances that are in place. It's all wonderful and groovy, but it's not giving the trust to the people.
Right.
The trust to the people that they're informed, that they can make their own decisions, that more people should be able to make
I
those
like
decisions.
that. I like
They're
that.
happening now. That 28-year-old girl who won
I know.
in New York.
AOC.
28-year-old
That's
AOC he's talking about.
Democratic
And now she's shifted so far to the right. Mama Bear got her paw on her.
socialist. Whether I agree with her or not, I don't know if I do or don't. I bet I agree with her on a lot of things. I think education should be free. I think we should figure out a way, if we could pay for bombs, we could pay for schools. I think this idea that everybody should have health care, it's a great idea. Who the fuck wants people to not be healthy? Who wants
And so nobody ran on universal health care this time. That would have been a great policy to run on.
people to be hurt and not be able to fix it? Who wants? Are you really saying that struggling people should have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get fixed when we could maybe chip in and help members of our team? That's stupid. Figure it out yourself. I had to. You got lucky, bitch. You got lucky you don't have leukemia. You didn't break both your legs when you were 18. Your parents are dead.
Right.
You got lucky, piece of shit.
Yeah.
These are people on our team.
Right.
See
These
how
are talking about
aggressively
people who are
left-wing he
lazy,
was?
Good for nothing losers, mooching off the system. You're going to have that too. Well, we got to figure out how to educate people so that happens less and less.
Let that free education figure out how to educate people. But I'm saying, like, Joe Rogan was all the way left wing. He wanted all that free education, free free healthcare. He wanted it for the people, right? He's a populist, a total populist. So let's see. Kyle here kind of takes, to me, the wrong perspective on this. If you want to hear his thoughts, go ahead and go check out this video. But now we're going to get back to Joe Rogan real quick because he has another snippet that really explains Joe Rogan
And he went on
and
to
left-wing
endorse
policies.
the mass deportation.
Oh yeah, he has a
And
really good part here
one
that
more
I want
time,
everybody
I
to
know you
hear.
guys have seen this one, but it really just puts everything into perspective.
See, this is
This
the
is what
less
Joe
seen
used
one
to
that I
sound
think
like.
people have
I
seen.
really believe if Michelle Obama runs, she wins.
She's good.
She's great. She's
Right.
the wife of the best president that we have had
right.
in our lifetime. I've never voted right wing in my life.
Wife
I
of the
consider
best
universal basic
president.
income a really good idea. I want free college
Yes.
education.
Take it easy. Hello, Bernie.
He wants UBI, free college. Hello, Bernie.
How are you, Joe?
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Love that
I
Bernie
like
Sanders
Tulsi and I
interview.
like Bernie.
And that was a huge mistake. Bernie Sanders should have stayed on that interview as long as Joe would have had him on. I know that Bernie told him, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the Bernie campaign told him that he got an hour. And Joe Rogan did an exact hour. And then there was a certain point where he's like, okay, I know you're busy or something. You got to go, yada, yada, yada. And he left. But you saw how Trump just stayed there for 3 or 4 hours, whatever it was. And people love that, but Bernie just gave him his 1 hour speech, right? Like, it would have been great if Bernie would have sat there and just got to talk about his life and stuff. And Joe would have let him, but Bernie's camp didn't know how big that interview would have been. And that was a huge mistake by Bernie Sanders. And a huge blown opportunity by Kamala Harris, too.
That's it.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody else can eat shit.
Look at you, fucking progressive.
Yeah. I think I'll probably vote.
What'd he say?
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I like Tulsi and I like Bernie. That's it.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody else can eat shit.
Look at you, fucking progressive.
Yeah, I
Progressive.
think I'll probably vote for Bernie. I think he's looking out for the interests of the working people, and I think
Right.
he wants people to
The
have a better
working
life and do
people.
better. And I'm all for that. And if that means I have to pay more in tax, like people think,
Listen.
oh, you're a socialist. I've heard people say
Listen.
that. Oh, you're a fucking socialist, bro. Like, first of all, he's not even a socialist. He's a democratic socialist. It's a different thing. I would like to spend more in taxes if they could fix inner city communities and take these poor neighborhoods and throw a fuckload of.
Right? I would like to spend more in taxes. If they used it correctly, fix the inner city communities, fix our schools, fix our healthcare, fix our roads, fix our everything, fix our pay. I don't know about most rich people, but a lot of rich people and almost anybody on the left would love to pay higher taxes, but we want our government to do the right things with the taxes. So basically, I wanted to show the mainstream's, Fareed Zakaria, not understanding what went wrong with the Dems. And so most of these Dems are going to say the same stuff like him, and they're just going to keep shifting to the right, not understanding the people, and losing to Republicans. And that's the video, guys. And until next time, aloha.